All right. Hello, friends, and welcome to another stats video on my channel. January has ended, which means it's time to look at all of my stats and analytics from January and see all of the different ways that you guys have helped supporting the channel. This video is going to be a little bit different than the past videos have been, but mostly for me in editing. Hopefully it seems kind of the same for you guys and it doesn't look like I've changed anything different, but behind the scenes I've changed like the entire way that I've done this video. So we will see. Starting out with some general channel analytics, in January I had 6.4k views. That ends up being 1.1k watch hours. I gained 92 subscribers throughout the entire month, which sounds wild. That sounds like such a big number. I'm so surprised. And my estimated revenue for the month was $32.31, which again sounds wild, but let's talk about that a little bit more in depth. In total, I have 1,146 subscribers, and also, little note, in the last 48 hours, I've gotten 675 views. There's a little bar graph so you can see. The top 10 videos in January were almost all Half-Life, which understandable, that is the big thing that I'm doing right now. But shout out to specifically episode 27 of Dreambound, where you guys were really like, oh, what are we talking about here? Dreambound is a murder mystery, melancholic visual novel, and y'all wanted to know what I was talking about in episode 27. 263 views. Wow. As for my content, my videos got 6.4k views. That is from 137.5k impressions, with a click-through rate of 2.5 and an average view duration of 10 minutes and 38 seconds. Most people are finding my videos through just browsing on YouTube. However, some of you guys are really liking the playlists that I create. 8.7% of you guys are finding me through suggested videos on other channels, or maybe also my own. You know, you finish a video from me and you see another video suggested by me and you're checking that out. 6.5% of you guys have found one of my videos through a channel page, probably my own. 6.3% of you guys are finding me through other YouTube features, and then 9% of you guys, YouTube has no idea how you found me, but congratulations, you're here now. As for my audience statistics, I have 251 returning viewers in January, 2.8k unique viewers, and 92 subscribers, as we said before. You can also note that in January, I didn't upload every day, which I normally do, so the numbers may change a little bit because of that. At the bottom there, you can see how many times I uploaded, and almost every day. I post at 12 p.m. EST, so most of my viewers are watching around noon. My most popular day, I guess, is Mondays. My least popular day is Wednesdays. I've just implemented a schedule on my channel where I'm posting the same content, the same game on certain days of the week. So I'm interested in seeing in February how that changes this specific analytic here, and whether or not more days are more popular than others. Then we can go by game genre and say, wow, would you believe it or not, the visual novels aren't as exciting for people, even though I really like visual novels. As for people who have notifications on, 10.1% of you guys, or 115, have all notifications on for my channel. Of those, 78 of you guys, or 6.8, actually have their YouTube notifications turned on, so they are actually receiving those notifications that they signed up for. 62% of my watch time is coming from people who are not subscribed to me, where 38% is coming from people who are subscribed to me. And as for age and gender of the people who are watching my videos, 76% of you guys are male, 23.5% are female, and 0.5 are user specified. I think last month we were at like 0% or 0.1, so I'm glad to see those numbers rise. And most of you guys are around my age, 25 to 34 years old, though some of you guys are a little bit younger, some of you are a little bit older. I don't have anybody who's watching me who's above the age of 65 or anyone below the age of 18, which I find really interesting. Most of you guys aren't watching my videos with subtitles, however 8.6 of you guys are watching with English subtitles, and 0.3% of you guys are translating my videos into Spanish, which I do know of at least one of you guys who's translating my videos because you commented on a video in Spanish, and I did my best to comment back in Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish very well, so hopefully it sounded good. I try my best to comment back in whatever language you comment in, but I have to rely on Google Translate for that, so. Now, as for my estimated revenue, as I said, I got $32.31 this month. Through this graph, you can see how much money I made each day. Those big spikes in the graph are when my channel members renew their memberships. I do actually have one now who I think they joined on the 1st of the month. So the beginning of the month actually has like a spike, whereas everybody else renews at the end of the month. And as a friendly reminder, if you join my channel membership, it is $5 a month to see not only videos before everybody else, but also there are some members only videos that you guys can see, just kind of hanging out with me, a little bit more casual, a little bit more talkative, behind the scenes, perhaps we can say. If that's something that you're interested in, you can join one of them and be a point on this graph. Of those $32.31, $17 worth of that came from the memberships, as I said. $13.92, I don't know why I said it like that, $13.92, that's a little bit better, came from ads on my videos. And $1.40 came from a super thanks, which I thought was so cute. I've never gotten a super thanks before on my channel. That was my very first one. It made me really happy. I loved it so much. To think that somebody enjoys my videos enough that they want to give me an extra little tip. I'm so appreciative. Now, as for the traffic source or where you guys are finding my videos, we talked about this a little bit, but most of you are finding my videos through browsing, playlists, suggested videos. This just gives you a little bit of a bigger look so you can see how many views are specific to that and how much watch time I get from that. But also 2.4% of you guys found me through searching on YouTube, 1.3% from an external source, 0.4% from going straight from the notification and clicking on the video that way, which is interesting. As for where you guys are located, where you guys are watching my videos from, most of you, 25% of you guys, are watching me from the US, 2.4% from Germany, which is wild. I don't remember if they've ever ranked in the top 5 before, but they are now. Hello. 2.3% from the UK, 1.6% from Australia, 1.4% from Canada, and then a little look into some of you guys who didn't make it into the top 5 but are still representing, still watching my videos. I'm interested in seeing how these change throughout the months and which ones make it to the top 5 versus which ones kind of stay a little bit further on the list, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, as with every other video in this series, we still have yet to create a single civilization, still have yet to have a bunch of people move into a single place and create a city. We're still just living in these countries that have absolutely no cities at all. Very unfortunate, but I believe one of these days I'm gonna see a city on here. Now, as for my subscriptions, how many I got, how many I lost, I actually got 113 subscribers this month, but because 21 of you guys left me, we end up with 92 total that we gained. Most of these are pretty normal. 73 of you guys subscribed from the watch page, 25 came from my actual channel. 3 of you guys came from just searching my name, which I think is really interesting. 1 of you guys unsubscribed from the subscriptions channel list. I'm not sure how that's different from the feed, but 1 of you guys also unsubscribed from the feed. 3 of you guys unsubscribed somehow. Honestly, let me know how you did it, because YouTube sure doesn't know. And 4 of you guys had your accounts closed either by yourself or by YouTube, so that's kind of sad. Now, as for my playlists, I think this is really interesting because the Divine Speaker is my #1 top playlist as for like views, and I just wouldn't expect the Divine Speaker to be such a popular series. It is one of the visual novels, and the visual novels generally do a little bit worse on my channel, even though I really enjoy playing them, reading them to you guys. I never really expect them to be popular. I'm just playing them because that's what I want to play. And you guys seem to be really enjoying, at the very least, the playlist. Enjoy looking at the playlist, which I find is really interesting. Next up is Pokemon Reborn, which does make sense because we're getting close to like 80 episodes in that series. So yeah, makes sense. But then we have Portal 2 specifically, Our Life Beginnings and Always, when I was going through Baxter's route. And then we have Half-Life. New playlist to the channel. You guys are enjoying that. As for what sorts of devices you guys are watching my videos on, most of you guys are watching me on a computer. However, mobile phones are still up there. Then we have tablets and TV. As for the operating system, makes sense that if most of you guys are watching from a computer, you're watching through Windows, though also, you know, shout out to Linux and Macintosh, you're in the top 5 too. Then we have Android and iOS, as well as Smart TV, Chrome OS, your Nintendo Switch, your PlayStation, your Amazon Fire, Roku, Xbox, WebOS, and Chromecast. Yet again this month, not Tizen. Nobody's watching me from their smart fridge. I'm really thinking of one day going into some sort of store like Lowe's or Home Depot and pulling up one of their smart fridges just to watch my own content and see Tizen on this screen, but I'm not that self-absorbed. Most of you guys are watching my videos through the YouTube watch page, which does make sense. Some of you guys are watching through browse features, which I find interesting. Isn't that just like when you hover over a video and it plays a little bit of it, the autoplay thing? I think that's really interesting. Average view duration of 1 minute. That's crazy to me. And then 6 of you guys watched one of my videos from an embedded viewer in a website or an app, which I just think is really interesting. Going along with that, 2 of you guys shared one of my videos through Facebook Messenger. 2 of you guys copied to your clipboard. 1 of you guys shared through WhatsApp. 1 of you guys shared, but where it is, I don't know. And 1 of you guys texted my video to somebody, which I love it, but it kind of makes me laugh. And with that, those are all the interesting stats for January. As always, there are some that I can still see, but a lot of them are things that don't have any data, or just the data is not very interesting. I like to show the city one, for example, because I truly believe one of these days we're going to create a city out there in the world somewhere, but a lot of the other ones are just empty, or it's information that makes sense. So I don't often share those, but that's everything that's interesting, everything that seems like something you guys would want to know. Definitely a good month. I'm really surprised by some of these stats and how well we did in January. Probably mostly to do with Half-Life, because that is quite the popular series so far, but still, I'm glad that you guys are around and watching my videos. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. That's all the stats that we have to talk about. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you next month for February's stats.